Blake Lively, guys. The reason why we want to talk about it is because you and I had a nice chat about this. Remember, Pat?
That last year fired Justin Baldoni after in his lawsuit it was alleged that Ryan Reynolds pressured the company to drop him.
So many text messages and things in it. Blake Lively's did as well, not quite as long.
Lively's team has now responded to Justin Baldoni's team responding to the...
Blake Lively's legal dispute with Justin Baldoni has now escalated into a full-fledged PR battle. What began as a legal conflict has quickly turned into a high-stakes effort by Lively's team to control the narrative. However, their latest move may have backfired in a major way. Reports are emerging that Lively's team allegedly planted a fake story in a bid to tarnish Baldoni's reputation and sway public opinion in her favor. This calculated move seems aimed at undermining Baldoni's credibility, but it's only raising further questions about just how far Lively is willing to go to win this case.
Some important text messages, and here they are over here. That later in the same conversation, the PR specialist said, "Damn, this is unfair because it is also not me. Everything now looks like it's me. Maybe not to you." And then the person who is the regular PR person for Baldoni says, "No, it totally does look like his side." So what the Baldoni side is saying is, you left out certain text messages, Blake Lively, and by doing that, you made it look like we were saying that's why you...
New text messages are now surfacing, adding fuel to the defamation case and prompting legal experts to question Blake Lively's approach. There are growing concerns about the legitimacy of her PR tactics, and it's becoming increasingly clear that Lively and her team may be running out of options. In a surprising turn of events, Lively and her husband, Ryan Reynolds, have reportedly demanded additional evidence against Justin Baldoni to bolster their case. If Blake's case were truly strong, why would she need more proof? This move suggests that her team is struggling to build a solid argument and may be desperately trying to shift the blame.
We demand to really scroll through and see all of Blake's messages to Ryan to see if they were in cahoots to destroy Justin. Is there a version where that could happen due to what Blake did?
My best guess, and I don't have facts to know this for certain. My best guess is that Jones took the phone of the people if they worked for her, arguing that was a worked phone and work property. So if she was paying for the phone service, if she paid for the phone, if it was predominantly used for work and she got it, that's probably legitimate employer action to go ahead and get that phone. Although it's arguable if she had resisted and said, "No, screw you, I'm not going to get my phone," that would be a long court fight. And maybe she would get it and maybe she wouldn't, or maybe she would get part of it and maybe she wouldn't. But she didn't do that. She turned it over. I don't think that evidence is going to get excluded on that basis. But, going back to your original point about this sort of, how's this shaping up? Those things are going to be embarrassing.
The text to be between Blake and Taylor, if they are talking crap about Justin, that could be admissible? 100%.
And those are the communications where I think you're going to see Friedman go for the jugular, because those are not embarrassing only to Lively. They're going to be embarrassing to other people who care about their reputation. And I think that's where you're going to see some leaks that are going to come out of this discovery process that are going to be mind-blowing, because those texts are going to start to come to the fore.
That's interesting because they talked about trying to make sure there was protection to all the celebrities involved in the last hearing. Can they put that in place? Can they say, listen, Taylor Swift isn't involved and her text should be excluded? Or is that kind of impossible since she's now a public figure? And if she's involved, can that stuff leak?
It's basically impossible to protect Taylor Swift because now she's part of the allegations of the...
Blake Lively isn't the only one dealing with a major PR crisis, but her case is currently attracting the most attention. New details are surfacing about how her team is allegedly attempting to manipulate the media, and public trust is rapidly dwindling. Could this be the breaking point that permanently damages Lively's credibility?
Blake Lively, guys. The reason why we want to talk about it is because you and I had a nice chat about this. Remember, Pat?
Yep.
Because right now, apparently, there was a judge that I'm pretty sure that everybody here in the chat knows about this case, right, guys? Right? But I believe Blake Lively is just as bad, if not worse, than Meghan Markle. Or they're both the same level, because I believe Blake Lively is a big fat liar and she's the one who created everything. What do you think?
Yes, I personally believe something went amiss on set where she started falling for this guy, Justin. And when he did not advance her...
Reports are now emerging that Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds' agent is allegedly bragging about firing Justin Baldoni, which is fueling further speculation that this entire situation may be carefully orchestrated. If this is indeed a calculated move to isolate Baldoni, it suggests that Lively's team is pulling out all the stops to ensure he loses this battle. But the question remains, will it succeed, or will it only expose the growing desperation of Lively's team?
That last year fired Justin Baldoni after in his lawsuit it was alleged that Ryan Reynolds pressured the company to drop him. And just now, the head honcho at William Morris Endeavor is gloating about getting rid of Justin Baldoni. And not only that, mocking him along the way. Ari Emanuel was a guest on a podcast and he said, I mean, it's an effed up bad situation what Baldoni, whatever his name is doing. What a petty man. I'm the one with the nicknames, okay? You should be a respectable professional. He said, I know Blake. I know Ryan. They're good people. No, I don't think so. I really don't think so. It's clear also that Ari Emanuel did not see the former assistant director on her movie A Simple Favor alleging bullying. And happy that karma finally found its way to Blake Lively. It's clear that Ari Emanuel, who said in this chat that he's only known Blake Lively for a decade, isn't aware of the interview from 2009 where Penn Badgley's ex-girlfriend said on the record to Glamour magazine that she poisoned the minds of her Gossip Girl co-stars against Blake Lively.
Baldoni's legal team has now released new text messages, which they argue show that Blake Lively was involved in defamation. If these texts are as damaging as they seem, it could have serious repercussions for Lively's legal defense. Could this be the turning point where Baldoni gains the upper hand?
It is so detailed, has so many text messages and things in it. Blake Lively's did as well, not quite as long, but still they're huge. So we can't just cover everything in one night. I'm breaking it down into little bits so I can explain it and we can talk about what it means. So I want to start by talking just for a second about what is defamation, because that's what Justin Baldoni says Blake Lively did. Blake Lively and all the other people being sued. So Blake, according to what Justin Baldoni is accusing her of, he's saying that she made false statements to the New York Times and others, that she knew these were false statements and that she was, or at least that she had some serious doubt.
Despite her aggressive legal tactics, Blake Lively has suffered another courtroom defeat. Her attempts to control the case behind the scenes are clearly backfiring, and with each new loss, her situation continues to worsen. How many more legal setbacks can she endure before everything unravels?